Hi, how are you? Welcome to the video of today. And as the title says, it's hard to be Catholic in other countries, hard to be Catholic here in United States. Well, I will talk to you about my experience of being Catholic in United States, with it really is not completely different, but a lot different from Peru or other parts of South America. First of all, I will talk to you about arriving to United States with my Catholic stuff. Well, when I came to United States, I was not expecting to move to United States forever. I was planning to come here just for a few months. After that, my husband asked me proposed, and we got married. So when I arrived to United States, I came here with my Bible, with some rosaries, and also a backpack that I received when I was in Rio de Janeiro for World Your Day as a volunteer. And here, and inside of this backpack that is World Your Day from Rio from 2013, I brought my rosary and my Bible in Spanish, of course. And here I brought all the things that they gave me in the World Your Day. As you can see, all the souvenirs that my friends gave me there. I love him. He's San Jose María Escrivá de Balaguer, the fundador del Opus Dei, the person who created Opus Dei, and I love him a lot. Really, I follow the Opus Dei a lot. But I will talk to you about Opus Dei if you want me to talk about it. We can. No, I'm not part of the Opus Dei, but my family, my mother's side, the family of my mom, was really very close to San Jose María. Was hard at the beginning to adjust to other country. Is crazy, because imagine it's waking up in another language that I learned to talk about I learned a little bit of English when I was in school and in some institute. Another thing is to move, and you have to learn a completely new language, and everything is in a new language. The TV, the radio, people in the streets, everybody here in the town where I live speaks English, so it was very confusing, and it was a very lonely time. So I grabbed my rosary and my faith very strong, very hard, and I decided to be very close to my faith. Those were all the things that I brought. But if you are planning to move to the United States alone, I recommend to you to bring you all your rosaries, maybe some stamps, other things you can, in order to keep your faith in your language. All these books are in Portuguese and in Spanish, because I speak Portuguese and of course Spanish, and some in Italian, because also I can speak Italian. But, and I was in Portugal too, and I was in Brazil too, and I was in Italy too, and the way of living the faith in those countries is also very different from the faith here in the United States. In countries like Brazil, people are not devoted, but they live the faith with more strength. They are more emotional, and when they sing in Brazil, I saw people in Brazil singing with their hands up and singing with their hands up, crying, and how can I explain to you? It's a very strong faith. Or when you're in Rome, for example, people is very devoted. Also to in Peru, also we go. I don't know if you heard about the processions we have in our countries. Are huge processions. And you go to mass and you pray. The faith is something really very deep. Point. The second is find a parish and find a confessor. That's something that really was hard for me, because I arrived here and I got married, and I went to the parish of my husband parish, because he's Catholic. But my husband was not a Catholic, and he's not a Catholic that every single Sunday he wants to go to mass. No, he's more like a light Catholic. So, but he believes in God a lot. He prays every night, but the fact of going every week to mass is, for him, sometimes he doesn't have the time. I couldn't go to mass for almost 4 months, because I didn't drive. I learned how to drive here in the United States. So, and here I arrived here in October, November. so it was very cold, full of snow, so I couldn't go walking to the parish because it was really far away. And I didn't know the town. I was new in town and I didn't have friends. The only person that I talked to every single day for almost a year was my husband. So that's how I started to go more frequently to Mass. Really it's hard because you arrive to the Mass and the Mass is in other language. Of course, it's the same Mass everywhere, but at least when I was in Brazil or when I was in Italy or when I was in Portugal or in Spain where I was living also too, it's the same Mass, but at least you can follow because it's very similar. The Portuguese, the Italian, and the Spanish are very similar, but English is like, wait. It's God, in the church they have the Missal, so I can follow there, but the pronunciation was something like, I was like, I have to learn the Hail Mary, the Our Father, learn everything in English. I was thinking, well, there's no Mass in Spanish, but it's that, I guess here where I live is not a big community of Spanish speakers, so the songs, the songs in the Mass are so different. For example, in Peru, the songs, or in Latin America, the songs are similar, but you can follow the songs. Here you cannot that much. Why? Because they sing very good. I don't think that we don't sing good, but at least they put the songs in a tone that everybody can follow. Here is that they sing like, and you must have a very nice voice to get the notes. It's impossible. Sometimes it's impossible. Even the Psalms, you cannot follow that.
How beautiful the hands that served the wine and the bread and the sons of the earth.
And sometimes I feel bad. I say I want to follow the song because are cute songs, but I'm like, nah. In some parts of the Mass, I say the things in Spanish because it's the first thing that comes to me. Also, when I make the confession with my confessor, I pray in Spanish because he said, you know what, it's too hard for you to read, say in Spanish. And I say everything in Spanish is easier for me. Other thing in the Mass in Latin America is, for example, it's very rare. It's rare when you receive the communion in your hand. It's like, it's rare. It's really not too many people receiving in the hands. It's everybody receiving the mouth. It's something like, it's like really surprised me a lot that here almost everybody receive it in the hands. It's a different way. It's approved by the Catholic Church, of course, but it's something that was the first, like when I went to the first Mass and I saw that everybody was in the hands, I was like, wow. It's like, for me, not wow the bad, but it's like, really, it's like, it's different ways to do the things, you know. When the priest make the consecration during the Mass and lift the holy body of Christ, este es mi cuerpo que será, and he lifts the holy body of Christ. In that moment, everybody is in silence. It's in the moment when they ring the bells. Okay, in that moment, normally in Spanish, Portuguese, and Italian Masses, and also in the Latin Masses, you say, Señor mío y Dios mío. You say, my Lord and my God.
Tomad y comed todos de él, porque esto es mi cuerpo, que será entregado por vosotros.
Señor mío y Dios mío.
En conmemoración mía.
Señor mío y Dios mío. En ti confío, aumenta mi fe.
Why? Because those are the words that Saint Thomas said when he saw Jesus. Jesus told him, "You can put your fingers in my wound," and then Thomas said, my Lord and my God. And that's why we do that, because it's like we are saying, we believe in you. We believe that transformation is true. So then find a confessor. I make a confession here with 2 priests. I visit Father Darrell here, and really I make the confession face to face, because of course he noticed that I am the only one who has the accent, of course, in the town. So he knows it's me. And also I go to have my confessions with a priest. His name is Piotr. He's from Sacred Heart. He's from Poland. And the first time I confessed with Father Darrell, I love him a lot, and we confessed. But then I went to make the confession with Father Piotr. Then it was different. Father Darrell is most my confessor. Father Piotr is for me something, I don't know. Maybe because he's Polish, I don't know. I feel like he's an immigrant as I am, and the first time I saw him, he said, "It's hard for you, I know, to come into other country." He explained me everything, because he told me, maybe you will see the Catholic Church here not that strict like in Latin America or like in Poland. It's different, the Catholic Church here, and I noticed that, and I love that from Father Piotr, because he explained everything and makes me feel really like, okay, I have a priest that is an immigrant who knows exactly what I'm feeling, you know. I like that from Father Piotr. But Father Darrell is amazing. He helped me to go through a lot of things. But it's hard to find the first a person who you can confess, you know. Is that you must find a person who shares the same faith as you. It's hard. I'm still trying to find somebody like that here. In Peru, I was with the volunteers, and we speak about faith almost all the time. Missionaries or priests or nuns, or persons who are consecrated to God. So those are my friends. So, and for example, now we are preparing our trip to Warrior Day in Panama, and I will go to Panama as a pilgrim. All of us, we are pilgrims, or we were volunteers for the Pope. So that's it. But I am trying to find somebody like that here, which is really hard. It's not easy. Or when I start to speak about faith, they look at me like weird, like, okay, calm down. And I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know how can I explain to you. It's very hard. For example, as you notice, I didn't celebrate Halloween at all, but I know a lot of people that are Catholic that celebrate Halloween here, and I'm like, oh, wow. Okay, I cannot change the people; it's their decision. But for me, wow. We don't have processions here, which I'm like, really, they don't are no processions, or are not many retreats for women. I would like to hear maybe a group of a prayer group where you can talk about your faith or different topics, or maybe, I don't know, the meditations of San Ignacio de Loyola, San Ignatius of Loyola. I would like to find somebody who I can share those things, but it's hard. But at least I am an extraordinary minister of the Holy Communion, and the people who are ministers too are amazing people. And really, when we made this in the Saturdays before Mass, I feel very good, because I feel finally I'm here. Is that the faith for us? Maybe for me, it's everything, because our countries in Latin America, we pass through a lot of very hard and difficult times of violence. Okay, I don't want to minimize the fact of the September 11th, no, but imagine to live September 11th every single day of your childhood. Every single day a new bomb, every single day more people dead, every single day you see cadavers in the floor, every single day you live through hunger, plus the violence, you live through hunger, because it's a very poor country, and I don't know why, even when you are passing through a very bad and hard times, your faith is everything that keeps you alive. Or when I was having problems here in the United States, because a lot of people, with my husband, I cry, I say, Virgin Mary, help me. And my husband says that he sometimes thinks that I'm talking to somebody, and when I'm talking to my Virgin Mary, and he's like, wow, you are talking to the Virgin Mary because you're sad. Yes, I talk to the Virgin Mary because I'm sad, you know. Or when I pass through a lot of racist moments, a lot in this country, really, a lot of racist moments, a lot. And I cannot tell you that, well, now I'm starting to adjust to those racist words. It's okay, yes, but sometimes when they insult you or they scream at you saying really insulting things because you look, they don't even know from where I'm from. I'm from Peru, and I'm not saying that people from Middle East are bad, but they believe that I am from Middle East, and they insult me and they say things to me. They said to me things that you cannot imagine. Is awful. And in those moments I go to my faith, or I sound maybe it's kind of sad, but I'm not sad, maybe kind of lonely. At the beginning I was kind of lonely and depressed, but not now, it happens like 2-3 years ago, that when I realized that God take me away from my country and bring me here because he wants me to make a deeper faith. Maybe he wants me to be with him, and also he told me use the YouTube channel in order to tell the people about my gospel, about my love. And I use YouTube for all these things, and I have, you don't know the amount of friends that I create from YouTube. It's amazing, but of course in Spanish, but I'm trying to now create more content in English. So I'm sorry for my bad English, really, I'm very sorry. I'm trying to improve, but this is how I live my faith in another country. It's kind of hard, but you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. And that's it. Take care. Bye.